Hey everybody, so welcome to episode 6 of the still unnamed podcast. My name is Grace. Today is Friday, September 23rd. I have something really fun to drink, hot or cold, and then come back and we'll have a really fun crafty chat. So, thank you so much for the really kind response for the episode last week with my mom and my sister. It was so much fun to record, and we just had a lot of fun chatting about knitting and non-knitting and all that kind of stuff. And it was really a joy to record because we enjoy being around each other, and so it made it a lot of fun. And I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it as well, and that is just very encouraging because then I'll have more people on the podcast, and then I'll have other episodes when my sister and my mom can be on it again, or if I'm not around both of them at the same time, then I can have one or the other, which is really nice. That's definitely a plus to my mom being able to knit, because then she can come on the podcast whenever she can, and that's really fun. So thank you very much for your responses. Secondly, this is episode 6, which to me that seems like a very it's definitely not a milestone by any means, but to me, that, I can't believe I've been doing this 6 weeks, which is crazy. Doesn't seem that long. It seems like I just started, but yay, 6 episode, woohoo! So exciting! Moving up in the world. It's crazy. It's really not that big. I'm sure when I get to episode 10, that'll be something, but probably not. Because usually, the 50th episode or, the 100th episode, that's something to celebrate. Definitely not 6 or 10. But who knows? That's down the road. 10 is in 4 weeks, so whatever. So, moving along with the content of the podcast, today the knitting talk won't be super interesting just because this test knit that I've been doing is due on October 1st, and I've been working really, really hard on it. I've been very proud of myself, considering that I'm not usually a monogamous, whatever. You know what I mean. A person who knits on one thing at a time and, sticks to that one thing. I don't do that very well. But I have been doing this well for this particular test knit because it needs to get done, and there needs to be pictures taken, and I need to do that. But it's not due till October 1st. I just finished the major part of it, so it's downhill from here. So I'm very close to being done, and I'm so excited because I really want to cast on other things, and I want to knit all the things. So I can't show you that because it is a secret, but I can show you the 2 or 3, oh, maybe there's more than that, maybe 4 rows of my pond hopper hat. So this is the pond hopper hat by Alicia Plummer, and her pattern brand name is 2 Little Plums, and it's been very fun. I've clearly made a lot of progress since you saw this last. Oh, this side has 3 cables. Let's throw that because that's more impressive. There we go. So it's a lot of fun. It goes quickly. It goes quickly because, whenever you have, you have 2 projects going, or at least 2 projects going, one is a hat or something really small, or a sock or mittens or whatever, and the other thing is a shawl or a blanket or a sweater, and the rows are so long, so you work on that, and then you work on things like this, and it goes really, really quickly, and it's just I love this. This is so amazing. Oh my goodness. Put this back here so it looks pretty. There we go. So that's all I've really been knitting on, but that's okay because I'm doing good work and it's gonna get done. And then the knitting section is gonna be really exciting because I have lots of fun things in mind to cast on. Also in knitting, this is the Rosemont Cardigan by Hannah Fettig, or from Knitbot, and I can get up and show you. It is very long and very cozy. It's can't even show you the whole thing, but it's very long. And thank you, Texas, in that it is almost the end of September, and we are still having temperatures in the mid-90s, and which I think I've mentioned before, it results in it being very hot outside, very humid outside, so therefore the AC gets cranked down pretty low, so it's pretty cold inside, but then it is so insanely hot outside. But we do have a cold front coming, and we do have some rain in the forecast, which I'm so excited about. I'm so excited. Also, October is coming, which for Texas is more... September is kind of like the halfway point between summer and fall, and so it's like it's mostly hot, but there's a couple days where it's cooler, and I feel like October is kind of like mostly cooler and a couple days of hot, I think. I don't know. I should know these things. I've lived in Texas for about 10 years. I really need to know. But, I mean, hopefully it'll be cooler. As you can tell, obviously I have a tank top on and a sweater, so I'm prepared for all types of temperatures today. But, so that's what I'm wearing. I knit this, not this past summer, but 2 summers ago when I was doing my study abroad. I don't know why I packed a sweater's worth of yarn with me, why I did that, but I'm really glad I did, because I knit this sweater while I was in Paris, and like it's just what I did in my free time, and so that's pretty neat to remember that. So that was really cool. And I remember like knitting it in the little dorm place where I was staying, and watching Netflix and reading books on my iPad and knitting on sleeves and stuff and working on the shawl collar, and so it's got fun memories with it, and so I like wearing it. Also, it's just really cozy and stuff. It's knit out of Barocco Ultra Alpaca, which means that it's really cozy and also kind of fuzzy, so it sheds ever so slightly, but I don't really care because I just cozy. I love it so much. So knitting wise, that's it. I don't have very much else. But so I don't have any spinning currently, but I do want to start spinning again, because I have some fiber that I'm about to show you that I've had for a while. I got during the summer, and it's like, I don't know why, but there's been like more spinning pictures I've seen on Instagram recently. Maybe that's just because of Instagram and them showing me more spinning pictures, but it's been very inspiring, and I really want to start spinning again, or at least spinning a little bit. So this is from Three Waters Farm, and Three Waters, hello. Oh, I'm having trouble. There we go. It's because everything I have to do it backwards, and that just really confuses me. Three Waters Farm, and this, oh, wrong way. There we go. And this is their, goodness gracious, there we go. This is their Summer Jubilee colorway for the Tour de Fleece. And it's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. And these colors, oh my goodness. I love these colors so much. And again, on camera, it's not showing up correctly, but it's pretty close. This color is much less like bubblegummy pink. This is more of like a really like a hot pink. It's just not showing up super well, but that's okay. Like, you get the idea. It's very colorful. It definitely reads Summer Jubilee, and I'm so excited to spin this. I'll probably do a two-ply of some sort. So that's exciting. I don't know how I'm going to start that. I might divide that up sometime soon, but I don't know. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So that's that with spinning. now onto the main, most exciting part of the podcast. If you read my blog post yesterday, you saw that I made an announcement, or I said something that was kind of important. If you didn't read it, that's okay. You can check it out. I'll link to it in the show notes. But I am going to start dyeing yarn and selling it, which is really exciting. Also very daunting, but mostly exciting just because of like the creativity that's involved with that just makes me so happy. So it's just so exciting with like the possibilities of color, how to do things, how do I want to ship things, the logo, the blah blah blah. It's just possibilities out the wazoo, and it's just so exciting. So I did take some pictures and I did post on my blog my second dyeing try, which I am so proud of this. I have a lot of the skeins. I have one of the skeins up on my Nitty Naughty, so I'll show you what that looks like. This has been it's not reskeined, or it hasn't been reskeined. But yeah, so I'm just like so proud of this. Excuse me. But it's just like, it's I think I'm so happy with this, because if I saw this yarn, I'd be like, ooh, I want some of that. That looks amazing. That would make a great hat or great mittens or something like that. So for me to accomplish that just makes me really happy, and yeah. But this is not the yarn that I will be selling necessarily. Actually, it's definitely not going to be the yarn that I'm going to be selling. This is the Knit Picks Bear, which is like the yarn that you can buy to dye on, which is really cool. And I got a fair amount of it to just practice on and stuff like that, because that just doesn't seem like a good idea, to get the stuff that you're going to actually sell and then kind of like experiment and try for the first time without knowing what exactly you're doing or what's going to happen. So now I do know what to do, and I've learned a lot from just like this one. I have another colorway that I've done that I really love, and I'm going to show you in just a minute. But like, I've learned so much, and I love that it's one of those things that every time you do it, you learn a little bit of like, oh, well, it would work better if I did it this way opposed to this way. I'll just do that next time, and I know I'll get like more consistent results. Or, you know what, I know color-wise I can't do these colors because I know I don't like that color, and it just doesn't work. So but it's not terrible if you don't do it right, unless you make something that looks like a poop brown or something like that. That's never good, unless you're going for chocolate. I don't know. A little random tangent there. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of experimenting, and it's very much like not knowing what I'm doing, but also just kind of like having to trust like my gut and be like, you know what, I think that would be fun. I'm gonna try it. Let's do that. And then somehow magically it turns out great. So, yeah, like, oh my goodness, if I saw this stuff, I would want to knit with it so bad. And I do have it, and I can knit with it. So, yeah. So, that's really super exciting. In regards to the name, of the yarn or my business or whatever, I do have a name and I do have a logo, but I'm still going to keep that secret until I actually like start the store, which will be on Big Cartel if you're interested. So that'll be good. And I think once I actually start doing it, that'll be the name of the podcast. So once that gets out there, we'll have a name, which is kind of important. That will be soon, hopefully. So be on the lookout for that. And don't worry, like when that actually starts, you'll definitely hear about it on all the various social media platforms. Here, Facebook, Pinterest, not Pinterest, why did I say Pinterest? I do have a Pinterest, but, I don't know, I need to think about that. Instagram, and also, Ravelry. I know I need to make a Ravelry group, but I haven't done that yet. That's on my list of things to do. So, yeah, I'll do that, and you'll definitely hear about it whenever that happens. So here's the same colorway, and it's a lot harder to see, but I did post a picture of this on my Instagram yesterday, which I will link in the show notes. I don't know, I'm just so happy with it. This is the reskating version, so it's so wonderful. And the yarn's really soft and squishy, and it just makes me excited. So, the second, also, before I move on, I forgot to tell you what I was thinking about naming it. I did mention this in the blog post, but in case you haven't read it, so when I was done dyeing it, my fiance, he saw it, and he was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of space, which made me think of the two names, either Nebula or the Milky Way, and he suggested Guardians of the Galaxy, which I was amused by, which could definitely be a possibility, but... So that'll probably be the A name. I'm probably going to go with Nebula. I really like Nebula for this yarn. Can you tell I'm really proud of this? Because I'm really proud of this. Okay, enough with that colorway. So I have this colorway, which I have more of, and I'll show you in just a little bit. But every time I see it, I think of something that's related to Frozen. I don't know if that's what I want to go with. Just because I know there's so many options. It kind of reminds me of like maybe like wintry, snowflakey. And again, it's not showing up color-wise the best. But that's okay. So, here's more of it. Whoop. But I really like this color. I tried several techniques on different skeins, which was fun, because then I got to see what would happen if I didn't do something to one, or what would happen if I did do something to another one. It was like a big experiment, but, yeah. I also like the little things of, it looks like a rusty color. The technical name is on the dye little powder can is lobster bisque, because that's super fancy. And when it's more spread out, it's definitely more like a coral, but because of like the way that I was dyeing it, like was more saturated in certain areas, and so that's why it's a little bit more browny. But yeah, so this is another colorway that needs to be named. That's another thing. I'll just enjoy like making up names for colorways and stuff. I really like it. And yeah, so fun times. That is, I also like this particular part. Also, I really like, I like that there are some skeins that, like, I can pick up and I'd be like, out of this skein, I like this particular area. And in other skeins, I can be like, well, I like this particular area. And then I can look at that and be like, well, why do I like those things? Can I put those things together to make a different colorway? How can I do that next time? It's just so much fun. So much possibilities. So much fun. Anyway, so I'm dying now, and that's really exciting. So a little bit like why I wanted to do that. When I was younger, a couple years ago, for the longest time, what I really wanted to do was have my own yarn store, and I wanted to open it up wherever I ended up living, and just do that. And thinking about like where I'm going now, it just didn't seem super practical, because if you open a store, you kind of can't really go anywhere, and so since I'm getting married in January, and like we don't know where exactly we're gonna end up yet because my fiance's looking for a job right now. Like that just doesn't seem very practical, and I just not a super great idea. Maybe eventually, I have no idea, but just not right now. So I really like the idea of like being able to work from home if I wanted to, and then also getting to still incorporate the factors of yarn and like colors, and just getting to do something that I really love. Working on this, I've spent so much time on this, and I'm so excited that it's been so successful so far. But just working on something that really doesn't feel like work to me is just such a wonderful, wonderful blessing, and I'm really excited to keep on working on it. I know eventually it'll probably start feeling like work, but I'll still enjoy it because it's still yarn, still color, and I get to play around with stuff. So, and hopefully you guys will like what I do and buy my stuff, and it'll be wonderful. So I think that was pretty much all I really wanted to talk about this week. It's kind of short, kind of not actually. I see I'm at 26 minutes right now, but excuse me. Yeah. So hopefully next week I will have more knitting and goodness to show you. But if not, that's okay. I'm still doing good things with the test knit. It's going well. Hopefully I'll have more yarn to show you that I've dyed. I have a package of new dye sitting on my porch right now. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to get into that and come up with the new colorways. Because I started off with only about like six powder dyes. And so now I have more options. And now I have even more possibilities, so that's exciting. And you guys will see that for sure. For sure. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in this week. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for all your kind comments about the podcast so far. I will come up with a name. I do have a name. The name will be released soon. I do promise that. Hopefully there'll be a Ravelry group soon, and I'm also going to be working on a list of like the episodes that you can find on my blog, so it's easier for people to find. Also, if you can go to the YouTube channel, they're all there as well. But I'll work on getting something on the blog so it's a little bit more ready. It's there. You don't have to go anywhere else. But yeah, just things for me to do, which is real exciting because I love doing it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!